everyone, it's Ollie. So today I'm going to be doing a Kim Kardashian Met Gala inspired makeup look. However, I do want to say this. I know that you guys who are into makeup channels, etc. are probably tired of seeing these kind of tutorials because logging on and seeing my subscriptions on YouTube, it was like Kim K Met Gala, Kim K Met Gala, Kim K Met Gala, Lana Del Rey Met Gala. So I know that people are probably tired by now. However, I just really wanted to do it because the look was everything to me. I know it was basic, but she looked like a blow-up sex doll and I was living for it. I loved her glam so much. And I do want to say, just quickly before we get into the video, number one, I did try to put in my brown eye contacts for this makeup tutorial and my eyes were just like, no, So I gave up with that because my eyes were streaming so much, so I do apologise that I am using my blue eyes today. And number two, I'd literally got my lips done about 3 days ago now. But it's not the first time I've got my lips done, so if you've noticed before on my channel, you have a good eye for plastic surgery. And if you haven't, then hi, I got my lips done. Yeah, it's nothing new to me, but I do want to say that if at the start of this tutorial when I'm wearing no makeup, if my lips look a little bit bumpy / bruised, it's because they're still coming down from swelling and bruising from the needles, so yeah. I just thought I'd point that out there before people start watching and they're like, what's those marks around your lips? Juvederm, honey. Juvederm. But yeah, today I'm just doing a tutorial on this Kim Kardashian Met Gala look. I really hope you guys enjoy it. I know it is kind of basic for me, but so I really hope you enjoy it. And if you want to know how to achieve this Kim Kardashian Met Gala look, then please keep on watching. Okay guys, so off camera I have just primed my eyelids and I've done my eyebrows for today. I didn't do this on camera just because I have done it so many times before and I don't want to get you guys bored by doing it over and over again if you know the steps that I take. So for anyone who's new or just didn't know what I was using today, I used the NYX Micro Brow Pencil for my brows, and then to prime my lid, I used the MAC NW15 Select Cover Up Concealer. Also today, I don't typically do my brows like this, but I just kind of arch them up a little bit more. Just because Kim's eyebrows do arch up, and obviously mine as a male, and the fact that I've grown out my brows in the past year, my eyebrows tend to be just naturally kind of straight. So I've just kind of tried to arch them up a little bit more for today's video. So yeah, let's just get straight on with it and we'll go straight into eyes. So for my palette today, I want to use this Tarte Tease palette. I've actually not used this since I bought it in America, and it's not the fact of that it's bad, it's just that I don't really do just typical nude eyeshadow looks very often. I purposely went out of the way and bought it because I was like, oh, this would be a great thing to, take if I was traveling or take if I wanted a quick look. By the way, it smells just like the Too Faced chocolate bar palette, but this one's not advertised as smelling nice. Anyways, first things first. Tape. Okay, so I'm just going to take 2 pieces of tape and then I'm just going to stick this just underneath my outer corner of my eye, arching it upwards towards my brow bone, like so. And then repeating the same on the other side. Okay, cute. I am going to be using this palette, don't get me wrong, but I think I'm also going to be using the Mehron Eye and Cheek palette as well, just because this has so many nice, nude and brown tones in here. So I'm probably going to be using this top row, if I'm being honest, with a little bit of this Tarte Tease palette. Okay, so as a transition shade, I think I'm going to be using this shade Wink down here in the Tarte palette. I don't think this is going to do an awful lot because it's just kind of light. But I'm going to try and use this as a transitional colour. I'll see if it does anything. And I'm just going to be using my non-branded fluffy eyeshadow brush. Okay, I feel that's not even going to show on camera, but it did add a little bit of smoke, but it's nothing major. I forgot to even zoom you guys in. I hate myself. Stunning! Okay, so let's hope I'm in focus on the last tutorial. Yeah, so that isn't doing anything major, but I feel this is a really good transitional colour if you are wanting to do an in-depth smoky eye. You kind of can see the difference, but sometimes when you do a really in-depth smoky eye, sometimes a transitional colour is super important or else the browns just look they're kind of stuck there in your crease and it doesn't look super blended out. If Sᴍᴜ did this, the title would be bold, dramatic makeup look. Put some makeup on, please. Okay, so now that shadow is laid down, I'm going to be going into the Mehron Eye and Cheek palette, and I'm going to be taking this shade here called Cinnamon. It's just a very warm tone brown shade, and it's not super dark, so this is perfect for the next step in a smoky eye. And Mehron is super pigmented, so we're going to be very careful. And then I'm just going to put this in my crease. I know I kind of shit a lot on smoky eyes and stuff, but they are really good if you are a natural makeup wearer. If you are, just wanting to really give the illusion of a different eye shape, because the natural brown tone shades just really trick the eye into thinking it's a different shape and a different size. So even though I do to shit on them very often, this is a good way to really change the shape of your face naturally with makeup. Okay, so next I'm going to be taking Heartbreaker from the Tarte Tease palette. Every time I see the word Heartbreaker, it just makes me want to sing that Mariah Carey song. Heartbreaker, you got the best of me, and I just keep on pushing the best of me. Anyways, so just with the same brush, I'm just going to dab it into the shadow. Okay, so this one has a lot of fallout. I'm just going to put that through my crease. Not super heavy, I'm going to kind of build this shade up just because this one is the darkest shade we're going to be using in this look. So, you know, go kind of light-handed. Okay, so now using the Morphe M330 eyeshadow brush, I'm just kind of blending out the outer edge of this look because I don't want any, like, you know, harsh marks of where I put down any eyeshadow. You know, I really want the blending to be perfected because no one likes a patchy smoky eye. Okay, so next I'm going to be using the shade First Kiss from the Tarte palette. I'm using the shade because Kim didn't look like I mean, it's really hard to see what she had on her lid, but it looks like she didn't have, like, gold or anything too dramatic, but she did have something, like, a little bit shimmery on the lid. The shade I think is perfect just because it's, like, a really, you know, basic, dusty kind of nude shade. So using my ring finger, I'm just going to pat that on the lid. Okay, so perfect. That's like the perfect shade that I wanted because I didn't want anything super brightening or anything super darkening or shimmery either. So that shade was just perfect. Okay, so lastly, using this palette, I'm just going to be taking the shade in the top left corner, Whisper. But I'm just going to be using the shade in my inner corners. I know it probably won't make a huge difference, although I think it should because it is a matte shade, so maybe it might actually like highlight my inner corners a little bit. Did that kind of work? Also, I'm just using the Eco Tools flat brush. They don't like have any names on them, but yeah, I'm just using this to pack down the shade on my inner corners. Okay, so next using the Mayron Iron Cheek palette, I'm just going to be using this black shade in the top left hand corner. Wait, it's literally called black. I thought this had like a little bit more of like a creative name for it, but it's just called black. Me. Okay, so taking that black shade and this non-branded brush, I don't even know how to describe this brush, I never know how to, but it's just such like a small detailer brush. I always use this like what I'm going to be using it for today to just smoke out the lash line when I'm putting down my eyeliner later on. Like it's so tiny, like I feel like this brush only consists of like 4 hairs. Okay, so just packing that black shade on this brush. So going as close as you can to the lash line as well as where this tape is. So don't be afraid to go high up because in today's look we're going to be kind of doing like a thick wing eyeliner like Kim's. So don't be afraid to, you know, take it higher up on the lid. Okay guys, so there is the smoked out lash line and now we're ready for eyeliner. So for eyeliner today I'm going to be using the NYX Matte Black eyeliner. By the way, I already apologise for how I'm going to film this. Sorry if the footage looks bad. So basically I've not gone super long with the line on the outer corner of my eye, purely because I have this small little brush that actually came with an eyeshadow palette. It's like the smallest like eyeshadow brush I own, but on one side it has like a little small tapered end, and basically what I'm going to do now is taking the black shade from the Mayron Iron Cheek palette, I'm just going to get it on that fluffy side of this little small brush, and then just where the eyeliner is on the outer corner, I'm just going to pack that shadow on there, but just kind of blend it out. Okay, and then you're just going to want it like that. So the reason why I've done this is because even though she was wearing eyeliner with this look, it wasn't like super heavy, thick eyeliner with like a huge wing. It was more all about it like all coming together as one eyeshadow look. So by making it mix together with the eye, I've just kind of, you know, smoked out the lash line. So with that, it makes the eyeliner look bigger, but without it looking, you know, really thick and like all one block. It's more like smoked out and sultry. Okay, so now I'm just going to take off the tape. Whoa. Oh my god, look at that fallout. Okay, so quickly off camera, I'm just going to wipe off all this fallout, and then we'll continue the eyes later on, and then we'll get started on the face. Okay guys, so for face today, I'm going to be using the Barry M highlighter drops. This one is in the shade Liquid Fortune. This one is a little bit too dark for me, however today we're going to go for like a really bronzy, contoured look, so I think I'm going to apply this to my face. Bitch. Huh. Okay, I was not prepared. I was not prepared for that. Oops. Okay, apply a generous amount. Okay, so I'm just going to blend that in using my Urban Decay Optical Blurring Brush. Ooh, she is glowy. Okay, great, so now that I look like Tutankhamun, now it's time for foundation, and I can't stop laughing at myself when my face looks like this. Bitch, I look like a statue. So for my foundation today, I think I'm going to be using like an array of products just to achieve Kim's kind of like, you know, foundation base slash skin look. So I'm going to be using the Revolution Foundation Cream Stick in the shade F4. This matches my skin tone perfectly. And then I think later on in the tutorial I'll start using like my highlighter shades and my contour shades. That looks like the wrong shade for me because I've put on such a dark bronzy highlighter. Also, still from the last tutorial, I don't know how much to apply, so just kind of like put on as much as I feel like. Okay, so I think that that'll do, but we'll never know. Okay, so now to buff out my foundation, I'm going to be using the Real Techniques buffing brush. So guys, since the last tutorial when I was using this foundation, I am really enjoying it. It's a very weird foundation though. So for example, I just never know how much to apply. It kind of covers no matter how much I apply recently. But also what's strange about this foundation is that it kind of comes off a little bit cakey on me. Mainly on my forehead, which I've never really had any issues with that before with my foundation. But when I put powder on this foundation, it just tends to cake up. And I don't know why. I've tried different foundation primers and stuff with it and it just seems to do the same thing every time. So if you do have this foundation, please let me know how you avoid doing that. I don't know if it is just me or like if anyone else is experiencing this with this foundation. So yeah, just let me know if you've used it, what you think about it. Also, another part where this foundation really sticks to my skin and makes my skin look really cakey is on my nose as well. And it's so annoying because like whenever I put powder on my nose now wearing this foundation, it just looks so cakey. It just takes away all the coverage of the foundation as well. It's so weird. Okay, so now that I have my foundation base on, it's time to highlight and contour. So I'm going to be going a little bit dramatic with my highlighter today. Just a little bit, just a little bit. So using the Kryolan TV paint stick in white, I'm just basically going to highlight my face wherever Kim has her highlighter, you know. So she's really highlighted like here. Okay, so I'm just kind of doing it in like a patting motion because I don't want to actually be white. Just kind of bring it down a little bit down here. On my top lip, a little bit on the chin. Also, she always has like this round spot of highlighter here. So bitch, I'm gonna do that as well. I'm coming for you, Kim. Okay, so now that my highlighter shade is down, I'm gonna go back to that buffing brush and just buff it into my foundation so it mixes well. Okay, so now that my highlighted spots are down, I know I look f***ing crazy, don't judge me so quickly. Okay, so now to contour my face, I'm going to be using the Kryolan TV paint stick in 5W. Okay, so she contours like... Bitch, I didn't deserve that stain. What have I done wrong today? I've been kind to everyone, and this is how God repays me. Why? Okay, it's still working though, even though it's like basically empty. Going back to the buffing brush, I'm just going to buff out this shade. Okay, so now using the Coty Airspun Loose Face Powder and a powder puff, I'm just going to really set my foundation base for today's look. Hopefully, setting it with a powder puff won't make this foundation cakey. I really hope so. Okay guys, so my camera died as I was setting my face with the powder, so I do apologise. It wouldn't be one of my videos if my camera didn't die every like 10 minutes. But now that I look like, you know, flashback Mary, super white, super pale, it's time to put some more bronzing into my face. So I'm going to be using the Mayron Iron Cheek palette today to bronze up my face and kind of give a bit of warmth back into my face. So I love using the shade down here, it's called Mocha. It just really adds like a warm bronzy glow to the face. So with a really big fluffy brush, this one's non-branded, I'm going to be taking this shade and just kind of using it kind of like a bronzer on my face. Even though we're going to be like contouring today, I'm kind of using this to contour with. I just really enjoy using this because it just really does add a lot of warmth to my face. So okay, so now that there's plenty on my brush, I'm just going to contour and add a bit of bronze to my face so it's a little bit more, you know, has a bit more depth than this. So I'm just kind of warming up the areas of my face. You know, I'm not doing it like super detailed because to me, contouring is when, you know, you get a really small specific brush. Well, not super small, but the difference is with like bronzing is you can take like a really big brush and just kind of overall bronze the face and not really have to make it really specific like contouring. Okay, so now to go really in and contour, I'm going to be using the shade Cinnamon from the Mayron Iron Cheek palette. I'm just going to be using my non-branded angled brush. Okay, so hopefully you guys can tell now, but from the white highlighting that we put down earlier, it's kind of left a mark on the face now, which is like Kim's. So for example, the forehead is highlighted like Kim's in like a round circular motion. The under eyes are like super highlighted and bright because Kim normally likes that, and I've noticed that with her. The inner part of the chin and the cupid's bow is also highlighted. Okay, so for contouring my nose, I'm going to be using the Morphe M572 brush, and I'm also going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills contour kit. The reason why I'm using this one to contour my nose is because I always find that contouring your nose with more cool toned shades makes it look more realistic. You know, you can keep the rest of the face bronzy, but as soon as like you go in with your nose contour with like a really warm and bronzy shade, it just tends to look really, you know, unnatural and kind of noticeable. So instead I'm going to be using the shade down here called Fawn, and if that shade doesn't do it for me, then I will move on to Java. I normally do use Java all the time. Okay, so now that my nose contouring is down, I'm going to be using the Real Techniques sculpting brush just to kind of buff out the nose contour, just so it doesn't look super harsh. Okay, so the final step before moving back to the eyes, I'm going to be using the Laura Mercier Under Eye Setting Powder. Sorry, it's called the Secret Brightening Powder. I was obsessed with this like a couple of years ago when I bought it. It is pretty pricey, but the reason I bought it was because Kylie Jenner's makeup artist uses this on her all the time. And I'm guessing the makeup artists use it on the Kardashians a lot as well, because I know that they love Laura Mercier. So this under eye brightening powder just like really reflects light. Like, it's so weird to explain, but if you purchase this powder, you'll notice that in the powder it kind of has a few specks of glitter. It's nothing too major, it's like very fine, but under like light and like really close up to a mirror, you can like see the fine specks of glitter. But in a weird way, like, it works so beautifully because like under a picture with like loads of light, it like really does reflect your eyes underneath. So yeah, I'm going to be using this today and using my powder puff, and I'm just going to be using this powder to set underneath my eyes. Okay, so I'm just kind of putting a little bit on my forehead as well, just because I feel like this area also needs it as well, just to give it a bit more highlight. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm just going to let that kind of sit underneath the eyes as we finish off the eyes, and then I'll dust it off later. So I'm going to zoom you guys back in, and then we'll finish off the eyes. Okay guys, so for the inner corner of Kim's eyeliner, she doesn't have a pointed eyeliner, however, she has eyeliner going around her inner tear duct. So I'm going to do that using the Bleach London like eyeliner pencil. There's no specific name for this, but it just came in with a duo with the mascara. So using this, I'm just going to use it to line around my inner corner and kind of bring it in towards my eye. You guys will know what I'm doing in just a second. Oh my god, that tickled so badly. Oh my god, that kills. Okay, so as you guys can probably see, I've just lined my inner corner. I actually do recommend doing this before you do start the rest of your face, just because it'll be a lot more easier to like clean up. You know, this wasn't like the hardest thing, but it wasn't the easiest thing either, especially when you're using like a felt tip pen liner. Got to like really angle it up, like instead of what I was doing, because I was like angling it down here, which like makes the strokes a lot more thicker. But if you like bring it up to like eye level, then it makes sure that like the line is as thin as possible. Okay guys, so I'm just going to line my waterline now with my black eyeliner pencil. So yeah, I'm just going to put this in my waterline, and I do apologise how this might be filmed because I always struggle to get good footage when I'm putting this in my waterline, so sorry. Okay, so I'm also going to take this pencil a little bit on my lower lash line, not all the way down, but just a little bit like so. Okay, so now going back to the Mayron Eye and Cheek palette, I'm going to be using, I might use this cinnamon shade, and then I'm going to use this black right here really close to my waterline. I'm just kind of repeating the same of what I've done on my lid and through my crease, but on my bottom lash line now. And to do this, I'm going to be using my MAC Mariah Carey brush. And be sure to bring it all the way to the inner corner, because that's what Kim's makeup artist did on Kim. Okay guys, so that's it in terms of eyeshadow. Just quickly, while I have you guys zoomed in, I'm just going to dust off this Laura Mercier powder. This powder really is like sickening. I do need to get more of it because every time I use it I just think this is so good. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to mascara, and today I'm going to curl my lashes as always. And I'm going to be using my Bleach London mascara today on my top and bottom lashes. Okay, so for lashes today, I'm going to be using the Amber Rose lashes in the style Valerie today. These ones are super thick as well as very 3D, and it does remind me of Kim's lashes that she wore in the look. I just really wanted like that full lash because Kim loves a good thick full lash. So today I'm going to be using this one in the style Valerie. I've worn these before and they are super gorgeous. I do have a discount code with Amber Rose lashes. They are UK based as well. If you use my code AMENFASHION10 at checkout, then you can get 10% off your order on the site. And if you buy anything from there, be sure to tell me and tag me so I can see what you guys create with their products that they sell on their site. And today I'm just going to be applying my lashes using Duo Lash Glue. Oh, look how sickening these lashes look with this makeup look. Oh, I die, they're so gorgeous. Oh, okay guys, so we're moving on to the last few steps of this makeup tutorial, so now we're going to move on to lips. Today I'm going to be lining my lips using the Mehron lip liner in the shade Delice, and I'm also going to be using the MAC lipstick in the shade Yash. I thought these two would be a good pair as the lip liner by Mehron is super dark, and Kim in this look had like a nude lipstick on. However, on the outside of her lips, she really lined her lips with like a darker lip liner. Not something super dark and noticeable, but it was kind of like that ombre where it was like on the outside it was more dark, whilst on the inside it was more of a lighter nude shade. So I thought these two would go really well together. Oh my god, doing lipstick with my new lips is the weirdest thing because I have so much more lip room as opposed to like before I got injections, so shout out to my doctor slash surgeon. Okay guys, so now there's like 2 more steps and then we're finished. Okay, so lastly, because I nearly forgot, I'm going to be using a MAC Soft and Gentle highlighter just on the high points of my face. So this highlighter matches my skin tone exactly, so it's going to give me just like a little bit of glow back into my face. Cute! Okay, so then to set my entire face, I'm going to be using the MAC Fix Plus in the scent Lavender. Yes! And this is the finished look. Okay guys, so I really hope you enjoyed watching this makeup tutorial. I know that these like Kim Kardashian slash Kylie Jenner slash Kendall Jenner like Met Gala makeup tutorials are kind of like done by now. But I like barely ever do them, so like taking inspiration from like Kim or Kylie or someone like that was like really fun for me to do something like different. But if you guys enjoyed it, be sure to hit like down below and leave a comment so I know that you liked it. And if you're not already, be sure to subscribe down below and be sure to hit that bell icon for more makeup related content in the future. And I shall see you guys in the next video. Bye!